Your brain is wired to kill your dreams before they start. Not because you're broken, because change looks identical to danger at the neurological level. I'll prove it to you in the next 30 seconds. This resistance isn't weakness. It's your survival system treating growth like a threat, which means every goal you set is fighting 200,000 years of evolution. Your brain craves certainty more than it craves success. It would rather be right about failure than risk being wrong about possibility. Neuroscientists call this predictive coding. Your mind is constantly trying to guess what happens next, and the known always wins. You're in a job you hate. You fantasize about quitting. But when the moment comes, you stay. Because miserable and familiar feels safer than uncertain and hopeful. The effect: your brain gets dopamine from accurate predictions, even when those predictions keep you stuck. The fix: do one unpredictable thing this week where you can't forecast the outcome, but the resistance runs even deeper. Your brain uses 20% of your body's energy, so it's evolutionarily programmed to be lazy, to default to autopilot whenever possible. Change requires conscious thought. Conscious thought burns calories. Your brain votes no. Picture this. You decide to take a new route to work. Your hands automatically start steering the old way. You catch yourself, redirect. It feels exhausting. That fatigue? That's neural resistance. The consequence: your brain treats new behaviors like expensive luxuries, only worth it in emergencies. The fix: shrink the new behavior to 2 minutes so your brain stops perceiving it as costly. And here's where it gets psychological. You've built a story about who you are. Change threatens that story. So your mind creates sabotage to prove the old story right. Studies show we unconsciously reject information that contradicts our self-concept, even when that self-concept is destroying us. You tell everyone you're not a morning person. Then you set an alarm to wake up early. And you hit snooze. Not because you're tired, because waking up early would make you a liar. The trap: your identity becomes a cage you're defending. The fix: rewrite one self-descriptor this week. Say it out loud until it feels less foreign. Now watch how your emotions get weaponized. Your brain feels losses twice as intensely as gains. So when change asks you to give up the familiar, it feels like grief, even when the familiar is killing you. Behavioral economists have proven this. We'll irrationally cling to what we have to avoid the pain of letting go. You're scrolling social media for 2 hours. You know you should stop, but stopping feels like losing something. That mild panic when you put your phone down? That's your brain mourning a habit. The result? You stay in toxic patterns because leaving them triggers your loss detection system. The fix: write down what staying the same will cost you in 5 years. Make the loss visible. But your brain has another trick. Your amygdala can't tell the difference between physical danger and social discomfort. So trying something new, going to the gym, speaking up, starting a project, triggers the same alarm as facing a predator. Your palms sweat. Heart races. Brain screams, abort. You're about to post something online. Finger hovering over share. Suddenly, your chest tightens. You delete it. That wasn't rational thought. That was your nervous system treating visibility like death. The damage: your comfort zone shrinks until even tiny risks feel catastrophic. The fix: expose yourself to one small threat daily until your amygdala recalibrates, and this feeds into a vicious cycle. Your brain predicts how much reward an action will bring. New behaviors have uncertain payoffs. Old behaviors have guaranteed hits. So your dopamine system pushes you toward what's worked before, even when worked just means felt okay. You should exercise, but your brain remembers the couch felt good yesterday. Exercise is a question mark. Couch is a sure thing. Your dopamine system votes couch every single time. The effect? You're biologically wired to repeat the past, even when the past is mediocre. The fix? Stack one new behavior onto an existing dopamine source. Use momentum. Don't fight it. Here's where most people break. Change requires constant decision-making. Every new behavior demands attention, willpower, mental energy. Research shows we have limited daily capacity for this. Once depleted, we default to automatic patterns. You start a new routine. Morning goes great. By evening, after a long day, you're deciding what to eat. And suddenly, you're ordering takeout again. That collapse wasn't weakness. Your prefrontal cortex ran out of gas. The consequence? Change fails not because you don't want it, but because your brain literally runs out of resources. The fix? Automate one decision related to your change. Remove the choice entirely. But there's a deeper saboteur. Your brain constantly scans your environment for belonging cues. Change makes you different. Different feels dangerous. Psychologists document this. We unconsciously adjust our behavior to match our social group, even when that group is holding us back. You decide to stop drinking. Friends invite you out. You go. They drink. Suddenly, you feel awkward, uptight, judgmental. You order a drink to ease the tension. That wasn't your choice. That was your brain choosing tribe over transformation. The trap. Your social environment becomes a gravitational force pulling you back. The fix. Find one person ahead of you, making the change you want. Proximity rewires permission. And then there's the timeline problem. Your brain values immediate rewards exponentially more than future ones. A benefit today feels massive. The same benefit next year feels irrelevant. This isn't a character flaw, it's called hyperbolic discounting. And it's hardwired. You know saving money builds security. But that coffee tastes good right now. Future you is an abstraction. Present you is vivid, demanding, real. Your brain picks present you. Always. The result? You make decisions your future self will hate, over and over. The fix? Create a visual representation of future you. Make them concrete, not abstract. Here's the final, most brutal mechanism. Your brain has a set point for everything. Weight, mood, success level, stress. When you rise above it, your mind creates unconscious behaviors to pull you back down. Therapists see this constantly. People self-sabotage right before breakthrough because their nervous system prefers familiar misery to unfamiliar success. You're finally making progress, getting momentum. Then you oversleep, skip a workout, pick a fight, binge something. You can't explain why, but your brain just reset you to baseline. The damage? You mistake homeostasis for destiny. You think your set point is who you are. The fix? Expect the pullback, plan for it, and push through the 3-day window where your brain tries to recalibrate you backward. Your brain isn't resisting change to punish you. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Keep you alive by keeping you predictable. But alive and thriving are different things. Change happens when you stop fighting your biology and start working with it. Small, deliberate, consistently. You can understand all of this and do nothing. Most people will. Or you can pick one mechanism from this video and outmaneuver it starting tomorrow. Your brain will resist. It always does. The question is whether you're going to let 200,000 years of wiring make decisions for the next 40 years of your life. Choose carefully. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit the bell, and drop a comment with your biggest takeaway below.